Hello, everybody.
What's happening?
What's up? Merry holidays.
Merry Kwanzaa, I like to say. I like to say Merry Kwanzaa.
You can say whatever you want because it's a free country and that's how we do stuff. So I say Happy Holidays.
This is weird.
It is. But anyway, we're going to talk about a holiday classic, a Christmas classic.
Mm-hmm.
Die Hard.
Die Hard.
And
the first.
The first one, which is still the best one.
Okay.
To me. They can make a million of them, and It's still the best one. And one reason why it's the best one is, first of all, let's go ahead and establish, is it a Christmas movie?
It is.
Why is it a Christmas movie, Theo?
Well, because they establish it at the beginning. Christmas Time in Hollis Queen starts playing at the beginning. When it's shot. Yeah, what they're celebrating during the time.
What are they celebrating?
Christmas,
yes. They're at a Christmas party.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of Christmas jokes.
Yes.
And Christmas puns. And things like that nature. Are there puns?
There are puns.
There's guns and puns.
Guns and puns.
Tons of puns and guns. Maybe not tons of puns, but definitely tons of guns.
There's a lot of guns.
It's a classic 80s action film that's set in Christmas time.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the reasons, there was a lot of movies, a lot of action movies in the 80s. Canon, which is a now defunct movie studio, made so many crappy action films. The ones all with Chuck Norris. Some of them were good. Most of them, let's be honest, were crap.
Or crap.
Yeah. So, one of the things that really sets, in my opinion, Die Hard apart from the rest, and one of the reasons why it's a classic, is the hair.
Yes.
And I know you may be asking, Tim, why do you think that you are an expert in any way on hair?
My hair looks great.
His hair does look great, and I'm very jealous. Because you don't know what you got. Until it's gone. Very sad.
Yeah.
Anyway, I checked the internet, and nobody, as far as I can tell, maybe I'm wrong, I'm sure I am, has done a top 10 Die Hard hair. Until today. And that's what we're doing this Christmas. Top 10 Die Hard hairdos with a few honorable mentions.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you've seen Die Hard, you know that 10 is a very low number for how amazing the hair is in that film.
Yes, it's made in the 80s, so, there should be more.
Not only was it made in the 80s, I believe it was 1988, which is just the tail end of the 80s. So that was at the peak, the height of Sodom and Gomorrah that was the 80s.
And you can feel the sweet 90s creeping in.
You really could. Yeah, at that point, Aquanet reached its peak sometime in 1987. So it was still traipsing off in 1988 because they had just discovered that it destroyed the ozone layer. Our bad. But the hair looked great. But here's the thing. We could not break it down into just 10. So this is going to be part one of a two-part series. And we're going to start with the honorable mentions.
Starting off with Bruce Willis. And good old Reginald Val Demings?
Val Johnson.
Reginald Val Johnson.
Val Demings is a House of Representative member from Florida. She is not in this movie in any way.
No. Reginald Val Johnson, Carl Winslow.
Yes.
Both have the same haircut, the widow's peak. They come right in the front. So, that's just a natural haircut. So they can't be, we're mentioning them.
Yeah, they're in no way in the top 10 or the honorable mentions. This movie really establishes this weird connection to how evil a person is and how great their hair looks, at least in this universe. So I would wonder just what kind of other shenanigans would occur. There are a few exceptions. Some of the characters in the top 10 do have good hair and are good people, but we'll get to that when we get that. So the first honorable mention is a guy named Richard Thornberry, or it might have been Thornburg. I don't know. My editor will put that in here. He's the non-likable character. He's the reporter. Remember what happens to him?
Yes, in the second one, actually. That's what happens in the second one.
Yeah, he gets it bad in 2 movies, which is nice.
Gets electrocuted. Tased in the second one.
And punched in the face in the first one. Yep. Yeah, by another character that's somewhere on our list, but we won't say where. So coming up next, we have 3 different characters from the robber gang, from Hans Gruber's gang. And that's going to be a recurring trend, y'all. This gang, when they show up in the movie, and you just see, like, I think they spent more time on their hair than they did on their fake passports and on their weapons, because these guys are perfectly coiffed.
Yes. Oh my God, they're beautiful.
Yeah. So the first 3, if you want to go ahead and let us know who they are.
Well, we have Marco. Marco's one of them. Tony, and Theo, who's not part of the gang, but is Theo's part.
Theo is part of the gang.
Theo is part of the gang.
Theo is the hacker who is trying to decipher the locks. And speaking of locks, they all have amazing locks. And these guys didn't even think about this. These guys didn't even make the top 10. So
Theo has a beautiful natural that's shaped really nice, and it's pleasantly shaped.
Yeah,
it's great natural.
And that's just good casting, because you got to remember Theo is the hacker character, so he's got to be technical. He's got to be right on cue, and that's basically what his hair is. I mean, it just tells you right there. This man is serious. This man is efficient, and this man is going to get it done. Yeah. And he almost does, but not quite. But we'll leave that for a second. So coming up next, we have this character who's only in the scene for a little while now. She actually shares a scene with Tony, who is Carl's brother. Now, Tony is he's not doing much in the scene. So basically, he comes down the elevator, and then this lady who's on the thing, I like to call her Lady Who Yells.
The lady who yells.
The lady who yells.
That's all she does.
That's all she does.
But her hair stands out.
She's got a really nice ginger curl going on. You can tell that the hairdresser put a lot of equipment on that one. So,
like, if she was going to be on that set, the hair was going to be fierce.
Yeah. So. It was one of the first cases of a white lady with fierce hair. So it's groundbreaking stuff.
It's Juneteenth and then that.
I wouldn't say that.
Okay, I said it.
You can. All right, coming up next is one of the smarmiest characters of all time, but in my opinion, a man who almost saved the day. Your boy Ellis.
Ooh.
Ellis, who can we talk about Ellis for a second? Y'all ruined Ellis's night.
Yeah.
Y'all really did. Y'all really messed up Ellis's whole gimmick. All Ellis wanted to do. And keep in mind, this is 1988. Okay, all Ellis wanted to do was close $1 million deals.
Yeah, and couldn't do it because of the cocaine.
Well, then he also wanted to do cocaine.
Yeah,
and he also wanted to wear Rolexes.
Yes.
That's all he wanted to do. What's wrong with that? It's 1988.
And drink a Coca-Cola.
And instead, y'all came in there talking about terrorism and shootings and robberies.
Which he still tried to come out and help.
He tried to help, man. Yeah. All he was doing was trying to help. And I felt bad for him, because the whole time this bullshit is going on, he's just sitting there. His high is totally ruined.
Just getting blown
by this Euro trash.
Which,
and then he gets shot in the face. And then he gets shot in the face.
It is one of the most satisfying kills of the whole entire movie, I must say.
But what an increasingly worsening evening for our young Mr. Ellis.
Yes, with hair like that.
I mean, first he gets shot down by his underling. By the way, I think she's the VP, and he's one step above, because she got to look at his corporate bathroom or whatever.
Yes,
it's a weird way to say it. But anyway, long story short, Ellis's hair is great, but not good enough to get on the top 10 list.
No, you can't get on.
Fun kill though.
Fantastic.
And last but not least on our honorable mentions, and we may catch a little hell for this, but when we get to our top 10, you'll see that it was the right choice. Now, this guy is one of the best characters ever. Theo.
Hans Gruber.
Hans Gruber. With a tight haircut, y'all.
Oh, beautiful.
It's nice. It took some time.
Yeah. It's boxed. It's like a Lego man.
And the fact that it goes perfectly with the beard and everything's just so.
He did that.
It does tell you that this man has it together.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? When he walks into a room, usually he has the best haircut, which puts him at an advantage over every other person. Until he meets one, it's just a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that character's on the list, but not Hans Gruber. That's how good our top 10 is, y'all.
It's a pretty good top 10.
That Gruber can't even crack it. They can crack the safe, but they can't crack the list. Neither Theo nor Gruber.
My name is Theo, and he should have been on that.
And he even agreed. So, we're not playing favorites here. All right. So now that we've established that our top 10 list is so strong in this film that even folks like Hans Gruber and Theo could not make it, let us go ahead and start with the number 10. That is James, one of the gang members, one of the few gang members with not flowing locks, but a ponytail look. He is losing his hair, but he's made up for losing the business in the front with much more party in the back.
Mm-hmm. Tied up, nice and specific, and it just flows very well.
It's a very powerful ponytail.
It's a nice ponytail.
He's part of the.
He doesn't really do much.
He doesn't do much. He does help set up the rocket launcher, and he does get shot.
He gets killed.
That's about it. But
can't miss that qualif.
Still in the top 10.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got that over most of the folks. Number 9 was a debate that we had. I thought it was going to end a different way.
Mm-hmm.
But Theo, go ahead and tell us about it.
So you got Argyle and Theo, the two blacks. That's not Carl Winslow. So you got Argyle in there with a nice slick back. You know what I'm saying? It's nice laid, fried dyed laid to the side. You know what I'm saying? But you got yourself Theo there with a nice natural. Now, you don't see that many slickbacks anymore. You don't see that many perms anymore. So you got to give it to Argyle because, he put that effort in, and to get those don't get me wrong, that natural was nice. It was all shaved right and perfect, but it kind of looked like Tony Braxton. Like he looked like a real Tony Braxton, and it was nice. So, got to give it to Argyle.
And I appreciate that the hair battle between the two men was a microcosm of the film itself,
Mm-hmm.
Theo almost got away.
Mm-hmm.
He had his own bearer bonds. He was in the ambulance about to dip on them hoes.
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't plan on Argyle.
He didn't plan on Argyle being there.
And he got not only outdone, he got outdoed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It had to be your own, though, sometimes.
Hey,
sometimes
shout out to Argyle for breaking that mold of being a guy with good hair that's still a good guy.
Yeah, there you go.
So coming up, number 8, we had a tie for number 8. Now, this guy that I'm going to show you next, as far as I know, he doesn't have a name in the movie, but he's, I think, the third character that you see that has real lines.
Mm-hmm.
And when you see his hair, you just think, my God.
He should have been another henchman.
He should have been another henchman.
He should have been another henchman.
It's that good. Not only that, now the hair we've seen so far has been really good.
Mm.
If you made even an honorable mention, you got it going on. But the hair going further in this list, folks, it's a whole nother level.
Yes.
We're going from B+ level hair in the form of Argyle, who did make the list at number 8, or number 9. But this next guy,
Doorman.
The Doorman. Look at that.
Doorman.
My God.
It's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
It's pretty. It's pretty good.
And I remember I watched this movie and I came up with this list. I pitched it to Theo over here, and I said, just wait. You forgot about the Doorman. It's only the third character, and it's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And so in the movie, if you haven't seen it, this guy unfortunately dies pretty early.
Too soon.
And you're thinking, well, damn, they got rid of this amazing hair. I wanted to watch it for a little while longer, at least.
What are they going to do with the next?
How can they replace that guy? Well, they replaced him with a member of the gang called Eddie, one of the few American members of Hans Gruber's gangs. He sounds like he's from some part of the South.
Yeah.
maybe Oklahoma or Panhandle area, Texas. His name is Eddie, and he looks like Huey Lewis from Huey Lewis in the News. His hair is great too.
He looked like Huey Lewis without the news.
It's wonderful. It's in my opinion, it's not quite as good as the guy he replaced.
No.
But
if you're gonna replace somebody,
if you're gonna replace
that hair.
Plus, we give extra points to the fact that it's just decade specific.
Yes.
You know, you can't get away with this dude much anymore.
If he was here yesterday, I'd be like, yo, bro, go back to Die Hard.
You gotta do something.
Go back to Die Hard,
You gotta get the fuck out of here. But anyway, these two guys, I have them tied at number 8. Two great dudes. And we got one more hairdo left, guys.
Be for this one.
And this guy, now here's the deal with this guy. We already talked about a guy named Marco. Here's Marco. All right? Marco gets shot in the dick.
He got dick shot.
He gets shot in the dick, and then his body gets thrown out of a window.
His hair is all right.
And it lands on Officer Winslow's car.
And that's why he got honorable mention.
So he had a tough night, guys. Plus his hair, while it looks great, he's got a similar hairdo, but it's outdone by another member of the gang. And this is going to be a recurring theme. Because this is Franco. Yeah. It's tough. I bet Marco showed up on orientation day for the gang and he thought, listen, there's a lot of good hair in here, but I've got the best do of this style. You know, this style I'm going with, the dark hair with the semi-Euro mullet. I got it going on.
And here comes Marco.
No.
Oh, sorry.
And then here come that boy Franco.
Franco comes up with that.
Franco come up there and just took all his shots.
It's beautiful.
It's tough. So I'll be honest, you know what? Getting dick shot and thrown out a window is probably not the worst day that Marco ever had.
No.
So
he was sitting in that
room,
dressing,
trying to make his hair grow, having been out-haired by Franco.
Yes.
That's tough, man. Anyway, so that is our numbers 7 through 10, plus our honorable mentions. We're going to be filming part 2 and releasing that soon. So think about that. All right. And here's a question I've got for y'all. Try to think of folks that we don't have in the list yet. Who you know are there. We all know one person that's going to be there. Tony's brother is going to be somewhere in the list. And I'm not even going to say his name, but you know all who he is. But who else can be in there? Think about it. And let us know if you know. Other than that, stay tuned for part 2 that's going to be coming up in a week or so. And have a wonderful holiday season.